You hear that the country's divided and you hear that the city's divided into two bits, but then you go and you walk along a stretch of road and there's a 3-metre high wall running alongside you, and you look up and you realise just how big and imposing it is, and how you actually couldn't go from one bit of, it sounds really inane to say it, but you couldn't actually go from one part of the city to another. Where I live in Germany, it's a place called Plauen, which is in Saxony. So I'm living in the Old East. So I'm sort of basically everyone who works at my school was alive during the time of the wall. So I'm talking to people who experienced it firsthand. So it seems more real now that I've actually come here and seen the effects of splitting up a city.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I could imagine ever living with so much control over me. We've got so much freedom as our generation, and I just think it's really difficult to imagine actually, yeah. Going underground to see the escape routes sort of made it a bit more real. It made you realise that actually these people were living in this dictatorship and did try and escape from it.
Please always stay with the group, because we lost a group of British students last year in this very complicated building. What can you do when you are walled in as an East German in a dictatorship, in a socialist dictatorship? There are many students also, many young people, not only students, received help from friends in West Berlin. West Berlin was this political island surrounded by the Berlin Wall. This is how the border strip usually was observed. This is a depiction of escape helpers who were always observing what's happening on the other side, because the Stasi was also digging counter tunnels. That means especially here they were installing also listening devices, microphones, so if they hear sounds they try to find out about escape tunnels.
We learned about the Stasi and some of the things that people in East Germany had to do.
I did do an essay a couple of years ago about American and Russian propaganda, and that was interesting because I'd only ever studied it from a British point of view, and no matter how hard we try, it's always skewed to look at it from a British perspective and way of doing things. But now being here, we can see it from the German side of things, which is obviously completely different because they were right in the middle of it.
I don't think it's ever something that we will have to do in our generation, but I can understand that the people that lived in East Germany and then when the war went up could no longer study. I can understand that that must have been really difficult for them, having studied and then all of a sudden not being able to continue their education. And I can understand why the students in West Germany did help their friends to escape.
Before I came to uni, everything from 1945 onwards was a complete sort of... I knew there was a big wall in Germany, and I knew that it was Russia against America, and space was involved somehow. But apart from that, I didn't know anything at all, so I've really enjoyed being able to come here and sort of see what happened. So as basically a beginner, just see what happened, where it actually happened.